A few months back, I put out a video comparing the PlayStation 5 to the Xbox Series X, and for a snippet of that video, I compared Sony's Post 3D headphones to Microsoft's Xbox wireless headset. And my biggest gripe, considering all facets for each headset, was the continuous static and audio drops during gameplay that I was only experiencing with the Xbox wireless headset. Well, after hours of troubleshooting with Microsoft support, resetting the headset, resetting the console, etc., we came to the conclusion that the Wi-Fi router inside my room and/or 2G connected smart devices were interfering with the Xbox proprietary wireless signal. So I could either remove my router and reconfigure my entire room in hopes of gaining a stronger signal from the headset to the console, or I could look elsewhere. Well, needless to say, I decided on the latter. But it really took some time, because the majority of wireless headsets that will work with the Xbox Series X connect to the console in the very same manner as Microsoft's own manufactured headset, using that same proprietary signal that is constantly being broken up. That is, until I picked up a pair of Steelseries Arctis 7X headphones. You see, this headset does not rely on Microsoft's proprietary signal. Instead, it uses a 2.4 GHz signal that's transmitted from the console to the headset via a connected USB-C dongle. I wasn't 100% sure if this would solve all of my problems at the onset, but I've been using the Arctis 7X for over a month now with my Series X, and it has been working flawlessly. The Arctis 7X has been on the market for a little over a year now, but for those that aren't as familiar, I'll give you the short rundown. The 7X is manufactured by Steelseries and was specifically designed and marketed for the Xbox Series X and S. It uses an adjustable ski goggle headband system that literally conforms to the shape of your head, eliminating the need to extend or retract the headband itself, as with most traditional headsets. They have an adjustable, retractable mic. They ship with weave memory foam cushions for the ear cups. They can be used wirelessly using a rather large dongle that eclipses nearby ports, or they can be used wired using the proprietary USB to 3.5 cable. To solve the port issue, SteelSeries includes what in my opinion is a fairly poorly designed USB adapter with a very long conspicuous wire that you'll need to manage somehow for a clutter-free look. However, a workaround is to purchase a third-party USB 3.1 adapter such as this one, or mini USB hub to help keep things tidy behind your Series X. But here's the feature that has me ready to practically crown the Arctis 7X wireless headset. It not only seamlessly works with the Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Nintendo Switch OLED, but the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. With the flip of the switch on the USB-C dongle from Xbox to USB, you can simply insert the dongle into your PS5 using an angled adapter if you want to retain your second port. And for the Switch, you can insert the dongle into the very bottom. Or for the dock station, you can simply use something similar to this USB-C adapter that works perfectly. Turn on the console, turn on your headset, and you're ready to go. It's that simple. I've been using the 7X for both my Series X, my PS5, and most recently Nintendo Switch OLED for several weeks now. And I can tell you that I've been absolutely blown away by the performance across the board after making a few initial EQ adjustments using the SteelSeries Engine app. As you can see, I also swapped out the stock earweave cushions for third party. These are not by Wicked cushions, which are roughly 20 millimeters in thickness. These particular cushions are 30 millimeters thick and are made up of a combination of velour and PU leather. And I think that they really take the 7X to the next level, because while the earweave cushions are super comfy, they're a bit on the thin side. So occasionally, I found that my ears were rubbing up against the mesh lining. Additionally, I noticed that the weave full fabric design leaks more audio than your typical leather red ear cup, which also means that noise cancellation won't be as prominent either. These third-party cushions that I added on solve both of these issues. In addition to providing more clearance inside the ear cup, I noticed a significant increase in noise cancellation and an improvement in the overall soundstage. SteelSeries actually just recently dropped the Arctis 7P Plus for PS5, which is the successor to the original Arctis 7P, and because I never owned the original, I decided to pick up the 7P Plus to see if any differences exist between the Arctis 7X and the 7P Plus from a performance and functionality standpoint specifically for the PS5. Without drawing things out, I'm going to tell you that these two headsets are virtually identical with a few small variances here and there. The most immediate physical difference, outside of color of course, is that the 7X uses a micro USB charge port, while the 7P Plus uses a USB-C port. The 7X also has a chat mixer for the right side rocker, while the 7P Plus unfortunately has a side tone adjustment. Side tone and chat mixer are not one and the same. Chat mixer allows you to control how much game audio you hear versus your friends' voices, while the side tone acts as a microphone monitor adjustment so that you can tweak the amount of mic input that is being redirected back into your ears. The idea behind side tone is to better help you gauge the volume of your voice so that you aren't hurting other gamers' ears. But personally, I would much prefer a chat mixer on the headset over side tone, because I think that you're more likely to use chat mixer on the fly. Spec-wise, as you can see, these headsets are pretty much identical. Microphone drivers, frequency response, nothing has changed here. However, the 7P Plus does have an estimated battery life of 30 hours versus 24 hours for the 7X. And the 7P Plus also features quick charge, which can provide up to 3 hours of gameplay from a 15-minute charge. For good measure, here is an audio test for the Arctis 7X versus the 7P Plus. This is a mic test for the SteelSeries Arctis 7P Plus. You are watching another stellar video from Mr. Tech Suggests. Your support allows me to allocate more time to producing videos for you, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. This is a mic test for the SteelSeries Arctis 7X. You are watching another stellar video from Mr. Tech Suggests. Your support allows me to allocate more time to producing videos for you, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. As far as sound quality, these headsets sound pretty much identical to me when using the same curved EQ setting from the SteelSeries engine. Sony's 3D audio for headsets works and functions just the same across both of these headsets, and Microsoft Atmos for headphones sounds phenomenal on the 7X. And of course I can't speak to the 7P Plus in this area because they do not work with Xbox. I did notice, however, that for whatever reason, standard audio presets within SteelSeries engine slightly differ from headset to headset. But again, these can always be modified to your liking. When comparing the 7X to Microsoft's wireless headset, the only noticeable difference from a functionality standpoint is that you lose the convenience of being able to adjust in-game equalizer, bass boost, and a few other minor settings all within the Series X itself. So this feature equivalent for the 7X is the SteelSeries Engine desktop app, but you will have to connect the dongle in the headset to your computer each and every time you like to make any adjustments, because you cannot toggle in between presets at the headset level. And I'm happy to say that both the 7X and the Xbox Wireless will now automatically mute external audio sources on the Series X when the headset is first powered on, and the external audio sources will be automatically restored when the headset is powered off. A very, very welcomed and appreciated update. And we now have a 4K dashboard. Bravo, Microsoft. Okay, so here's an audio mic test for the Arctis 7X versus the Xbox Wireless headset. This is a mic test for the SteelSeries Arctis 7X. You are watching another stellar video from Mr. Tech Suggests. Your support allows me to allocate more time to producing videos for you, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. This is a mic test for the Xbox Wireless headset. You are watching another stellar video from Mr. Tech Suggests. Your support allows me to allocate more time to producing videos for you, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Before I move back over to the PS5 7P Plus, I also wanted to note that both the 7X and the Xbox Wireless headset can be used simultaneously. So you could literally be listening to a game with one of these headsets while your buddy sitting right next to you is listening with the other. This can also be achieved by using the 3.5 audio jack on the 7X, but if you wanted to go fully wireless, that option is there. When comparing the Arctis 7P Plus to the 3D Pulse headset, much of the same nuances persist. When using the 7P Plus, you lose the ability to adjust EQ settings and audio presets at the console level, so you will need to fire up the SteelSeries engine to make these adjustments, just as with the 7X. But here's a big one that I touched on earlier. You won't be able to toggle the chat mixer when gaming on PS5 with the Arctis 7P Plus, as it seems that this was another feature reserved for the proprietary 3D Pulse, which now that I think about it, is probably the reason that we have a side-tone rocker included in the first place, rather than that chat mixer. So when using your 7P Plus or the original 7Ps, your in-game chat mix is pretty much locked at 50. However, you are able to adjust the chat audio even by user at the console level, specifically for party chat. Here is an audio mic test of the Arctis 7P Plus versus Sony's 3D Pulse headset. This is a mic test for the SteelSeries Arctis 7P Plus. You are watching another stellar video from Mr. Tech Suggests. Your support allows me to allocate more time to producing videos for you, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. This is a mic test of the Sony Pulse 3D wireless headset. You are watching another stellar video from Mr. Tech Suggests. Your support allows me to allocate more time to producing videos for you, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. There's one other gripe that I have for the 7P Plus, which is more than likely another proprietary element that Sony is keeping close to the chest. When the 7P Plus USBC dongle is plugged into the PS5, it sort of acts as an audio override, and that whether the headset is turned on or off, the PS5 always thinks that it's still connected, meaning that the audio will not be switched back to external speakers, even when the headset is powered off. And the only means of redirecting the audio, other than by removing the dongle altogether, is by going into the sound settings to manually switch the headset back to my HDMI connected speakers. Now, in order to make this less of a pain, I added the sound icon to Quick Menu so that I can easily toggle the audio source in between headset and external speakers. But the entire process is still a bit of an adjustment, because a lot of times I'll turn on my PS5 the next day without the headset, and for a brief second, I'll think that something's going on with my soundbar, only to be reminded that I still need to go in to toggle the sound settings from headset back to HDMI on the console. First things first, I absolutely love the Arctis 7P Plus and the 7X headsets. They're without a doubt the most comfortable and one of the best sounding gaming headsets that I've ever owned. And if it were not for the audio drops that I experienced early on with the Xbox wireless headset, who knows, I may have never even started down the SteelSeries path in the first place. However, when it's all said and done, I do believe that the 7X represents a better value proposition than the 7P Plus, even considering the 7P Plus quick charging and 30-hour battery life, because the Arctis 7X completely solved my wireless headset issues with Xbox, and it supports both next-gen consoles, which outweighs quick charging and 6 hours of additional battery life in my book. Guys, if you're having any connection issues with your Xbox headset, or you're simply in the market for a third-party headset that can support both the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, look no further, because the only thing that the 7X is missing is a 7X Plus with USB-C and quick charging. And the only real drawback for using the 7X for multiple consoles is that only a single dongle can be paired up with the headset at a time. In short, this means that you will have to physically move the dongle from device to device, which is definitely a bummer. I actually discovered this the hard way when I picked up a second dongle in hopes of pairing them both up to the 7X for added convenience. But as soon as you pair that second dongle using the SteelSeries engine, the original dongle will be unpaired on the back end. So, to summarize, as I wrap this one up, there's always going to be some drawback for opting for third party versus stock. But when looking at SteelSeries specifically, you honestly aren't missing out on very much where features are concerned by opting for the 7X over the 7P or the 7P Plus, with the exception of battery life and quick charge. The limitations that exist for the 7X where the PS5 is concerned are the very same limitations that exist for the 7P Plus. Now, if all you're going to be using is the PS5 and you can't ever see yourself possibly picking up a Series X or S, then I would go with the 7P Plus. You'll still be able to use the headset for your PC, Nintendo Switch, Android, and the Oculus Quest, which is not listed as compatible for the 7X. And of course, you'll have those cool PS5 themed colors, and you'll be able to take advantage of the new added features that the USB-C port brings. But I'm curious to know your headset of choice for either the PS5, Xbox Series X or S, or even the Nintendo Switch, and what features do you enjoy for your particular headset the most? I'm sure you guys heard Sony's VR2 official announcement, so if you do own a PS5, are you planning on picking that up when it finally drops? As always, thanks for watching and supporting the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.